Yo, what's up? What's up? It's a Hungry Millennial back again with yet another Proactive Pragmatism. On today's Proactive Pragmatism, I'd like to talk to you about the Cardi and Offset mentality. And so I brought this up because based on social media, there's a lot of judgments based off of their relationship and things of, he cheated, she cheated, they did this was never going to work, different things like that. But I think it's very important, especially as millennials, to realize when something doesn't fit. And when I talk about like fitting and, things working out, just because that person's gorgeous and they're beautiful doesn't mean that they're the person for you. And just because you have societal pressures telling you that you should make this work and that they see you guys as perfect together, it's upon you to do an evaluation of that person, of yourself, in the different levels that you are at in life. So somebody put it to me plainly one day. They were saying that, if you're going north and that person's going south, it's not going to work. And honestly, we live in a social media age where people appeal more attractive than they are because of social media clout, because of the pedestals that we put people on, because of their beauty versus their inner beauty. However, if you gave a questionnaire for feedback on said individuals to the people that actually know them, they would be able to give you more of a well-rounded perspective on who that person is. And I'm not saying, go check out the family too soon, but I'm saying do your own due diligence. Know what you want and what you don't want in a relationship. If you want to be single, be single. If you want to have single tendencies, be single. If you want to, if you're putting your career first, then put your career first. Because what you'll find is, and a lot of couples say this later in life, and people who have been through divorce, they started the process too early. They sacrificed what they wanted in life for the relationship. They sacrificed the career, the goals that they had for the relationship. And later on, they're unhappy because they created a child and a life, not with a person, but for a person. So they spent their time trying to validate said people in their lives. And this happens, the male suicide rate is really, really high. And it's because what happens is a lot of gentlemen pick people based off of looks. They'll pick people based off of, how that person makes them feel in the moment versus the long term, the long run. And what typically happens is people end up miserable because that honeymoon phase goes away. But instead of healing and getting the healing that they need, they jump right back into another relationship. Instead of processing and saying, hey, you know what, let me get to know myself again. Without said last person, we end up taking that hurt that we feel or those expectations that we have from that empty hole of the things that we used to want to feel and putting that on the next person. But we fail to realize that that other person is also a person too. But they have different attributes that often can be positive. I've been in relationships where it wasn't the right time for me to be in a relationship. And that being said, it became very taxing to try to maintain that relationship. Like right now, I put my career first because I have a child. And so I have a daughter and I need to provide for her. That means I want to pay more child support, but that means I have to get my life together. But if I'm adding a bunch of different variables that are also bringing my life down, then I'm not doing my due diligence for her, myself, or anybody else in the circumstance. But here's the other thing. I could meet somebody who helps excel, that helps motivate me to get after it and go get the things done. Or I could be with somebody who needs more time than I can ever provide them. And that's when you have to be realistic and say, you know what? This is gonna work. I care about you and I want to see you succeed, because personally I want to see everybody succeed. I'm not a perfect person and I know how life can be kind of brutal. The things that you learn become toxic traits and toxic habits, and you think those things are okay until you get to a point where all of those toxic traits and habits infiltrate your relationship. And that infiltration can take you to some deep, dark places. So, I just want to impress on you guys to do your due diligence when you're going out in the dating world. Don't let society's, I got the ring, the friends with the marriage and the big house. Don't allow that to destroy your life. Because a lot of times behind that veil is a miserable family. They keep buying things just to try to impress each other. They keep buying things just to try to keep the relationship together, even though they don't really want to be together, even though they don't have traits and attributes that complement each other. It's not saying you have to be exactly alike or anything like that, but you have to be the yin to the yang. If the gears don't fit, it's not working, right? So make sure that you're choosing somebody for yourself. Make sure you know what you want. Make sure you know who you are before you step into a relationship. We've got to, especially as millennials, we have to stop trying to repeat what our parents did. We're in a different time and age. We have different variables. You have social media. You have to be able to trust this person wholeheartedly because they do have Snapchat. They do have Instagram. They do have WhatsApp. They do have all these different apps where people can reach out to them. You have to be able to have an open dialogue about people reaching out to them without getting upset and angry. And, I had to realize, I had to learn self-control. I had to learn, okay, if this person's going to cheat or do whatever, I have to be okay with that and keep it moving. Is it going to hurt? Absolutely. But we have to stay away from the Cardi B Offset mentality of being in a relationship just because people say that we look right for each other, just because we have social status, just because we have clout, just because our inner circle says this is a good vibe. So this is Hungry Millennial. I want you guys to start taking care of your heart as well as your mind and your soul and your body. Have a great day. I appreciate you guys. Add me, send me an email at hungrymillennial4@gmail.com. And again, that's hungrymillennial4@gmail.com. If you have any questions or anything that you want me to address or anything you guys want to talk about, or even if you want to come on the podcast and just chop it up, that'd be awesome. Thank you.